Hi, and welcome to the Pink Sheep Tales podcast. Pink Sheep Tales? What's this all about, I hear you ask? Well, the name is based on the old saying, black sheep of the family, and tales, T-A-L-E-S, is a play on words because we'll be hearing people's life stories. So through this podcast, I'm so excited to be able to share these remarkable stories from inspirational children and adults with you. These everyday people are building amazing businesses, excelling in their careers, exceptional in their industries, choosing unique career paths, and all in the name of living their best life. My goal is to encourage listeners to follow their passions and be inspired by our pink sheep who have and are doing just that. So let's do it. Let's open the gate and hear this week's Pink Sheep Tale. Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Pink Sheep Tales. I'm really excited. I've got a fantastic young lady with me here today who I've met sort of socially and through business. She's helped me out a little bit and we can explain more of that as we go along. But let me introduce her. It's Kristy from Eleve Esthetiques, and she's the lash and brow technician. And it's her own business. So let's introduce you. Kristy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. So just before we get into things, I met you a few weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago now.
About 3 weeks.
Yes. And you helped me with my eyebrows. They were in desperate need of something. And I'm loving them. Like, it's amazing.
So good to hear.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. I'm happy to hear.
Thank you very much for that. And I have had comments on them. And I'm like, you've got to go to Kristy. So it's fantastic. I know your backstory and what's happening with you at the moment. But for our listeners, would you be able to just give us a little brief background of yourself and where you are at the moment?
Yeah, okay. Please? A brief background. I have a 12-year background working in law, various different roles. I started when I was 18, fresh out of high school, as an administration assistant in quite a large law firm in Brisbane. I then progressed to a paralegal role. I've changed law firms a few times, had a family, so I've got a son. I had him quite young, continued in my legal career for quite a long time, and then just felt like something was missing. So explored that a little bit. I did a little bit of personal training. I'm really interested in health and fitness and balance and looking after yourself, and thought that might be the way to go, but didn't quite give me what I was looking for. So I then started a nursing degree. So I started a nursing degree just over 4 years ago, continuing in my legal career during that time.
Were you studying full-time or part-time?
Yeah, so I started studying full-time and then I moved to part-time just because I needed to work a little bit more, and I was still working in law at that time, and it just was not making me happy. And I think sometimes things happen to kind of push us in the direction that we need to go. So a few little hiccups along the way, and I just had this idea to study to be an eyelash technician. And so I did it. It was really scary. I left my job. I did my course, and that's where my business started. So I just felt like I was needing some sort of creative outlet that I can work with my hands and make people feel good about themselves. And that's like my goal in life. So I just went for it. It was really scary, but
you did it.
I did it.
And what is your business called?
So my business is called Eleve Esthetiques. I did start out as eyelash aesthetics, and that has since progressed to Eleve Esthetiques since I've added on new services and continue to do so. So I've got a few big plans for this year, which I'm excited about.
Oh, that's awesome. We'll definitely hear about those. Very, very interesting, because I know you have one that's happened very recently, which is exciting. Yeah. But if we maybe have a look back and think about when you were younger and maybe school, high school, primary school. Yeah. what would you say were your interests back then? Did you enjoy school? Was there subjects in particular that you really loved, or extracurricular activities?
Yeah, so I was always interested in the more sort of legal, businessy, information technology subjects. I did actually quit school in year 10 and didn't go to school in year 11, and then I've always wanted to work. I've got a really strong work ethic. I worked really hard for that year, but just decided that I might not get where I need to go. And so I came back and did year 12. I always did really well in school without really trying. So I was able to pick up OP subjects and had every intention of applying for a law degree. And then at the last minute, put journalism as my top preference. So straight out of high school, I was accepted into a Bachelor of Journalism. I started that and just didn't find it interesting. I wasn't passionate about it. And that's when I started working in law and left that degree. So yeah, my interest was always in law, business, information technology, creating websites, that sort of stuff.
And what attracted you to those fields, do you think?
I have no idea. It was just, I think, a lot of push from my family because I didn't have to try. I was really smart. I did quite well at school without too much effort. I wasn't really that interested in school. My family wanted me to be a lawyer. Actually, at the time, I wanted to be a hairdresser and my family wanted me to be a lawyer.
Oh!
So I had a last-minute rebellion and put journalism as my uni preference and got my first preference. Didn't do either of them. Didn't do law, and I didn't study a Bachelor of Law, and I didn't become a hairdresser.
Our listeners might be able to hear little Zane, your puppy. He's having a little sneeze at the moment.
He's rolling around.
He's super cute. He's being so friendly, and
he's a little cavoodle. He looks like a teddy bear.
Yeah, he does. He does. How long were you in the journalism degree for?
It was a very short period of time. I remember a defining moment that just made me realise this was not for me, which was about a month in. And so I would have left after about 2 months. It was very soon. I just knew I didn't want to do that.
Wow. Oh, gosh. Well, that's good to find out early instead of investing a lot of money into something that you weren't passionate about. Would you mind sharing with us when you had your son? What age you were? Yeah,
so I was really young. I met my son's father in high school. So we were, I guess, high school sweethearts, got engaged, bought a house, had a baby all by the time I was 20, and then became a single mum when I was 21.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had started my legal career when I was 18 and then had my son when I was 20. So had my son, there was a short interlude, paternity leave, and then recommenced my legal career. That was, he's 11 now, so 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago, I worked in law for the majority of his younger years and then started my nursing degree when he was 7. So started my business when he was 9. Yeah.
Oh, how exciting. Yeah. And does he understand Mum has her own business? Like Mum's a business owner?
Cool. He does now. So he spent a lot of time in before and after school care, vacation care. I was always away. Sometimes he would come into the office and he knew that I sort of had this office job, and then there was a huge transition to me being at home a lot and having clients come to my home or our home, and then progressing to having a commercial space. So he has watched all of it, and I think because he is older, he does have a really good understanding. He's has glimpses of proud moments, I think, for me, which is nice.
Oh, yeah. Can you think of, is there a particular scenario that's happened and you're thinking?
I think there's just a lot of, he sort of says to people like, my mum owns a business sometimes, or, you know, my mum has her own business, or my mum has clients coming over, and in a way that he is sort of a bit like proud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So not really a huge moment, just little snippets of things that he says that sort of lets show how he feels. Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So if we think back about your parents, I'm really interested to see a lot of people, if their parents have their own businesses, it's just a natural flow on that, well, that's what we do. What's my business going to be? And then there's people who create their own businesses and it was something they came across. It wasn't as something that was influential through their childhood. So do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, of course. So my mum has 8 children.
Oh, wow.
So she didn't really work a great deal. She did do a few things. I've thought about this recently. She actually did do a few things for herself. She was a dressmaker, but it wasn't a huge business and not really anything that I knew in my childhood. Just, I guess, things that she told me in my later years. But, yeah, I guess during my childhood, she was a mum. She was definitely a stay-at-home mum. Mum and dad are separated, so mum looked after the kids. My dad is a truck driver. He's one of the smartest men that I know and can build furniture with incredible joinery. That's a piece of his in my lounge room just there. It's got no screws or anything like that except for one repair. That's a 13-year-old table he just built from scratch, designed himself, but never really took it any further, just does those little things for himself.
Oh, wow.
Worked as a truck driver. I think he did the same sort of thing. He had his own furniture removal business that he was telling me about just the other day, but that was before I was born. So I guess what I knew in my childhood was my dad working really, really hard as a truck driver and just doing things that he felt passionate about as his hobbies in his spare time, and my mum sort of looking after the kids and not really having a lot of time to go and work or, I guess, pursue any of her passions.
So are you the eldest?
I'm the third youngest.
Third youngest. What is the age gap between the oldest and the youngest?
Okay, so it's about 47. Forgive me, there are a lot of people to remember the ages. So about 47 is the oldest. I'm 32. I'm the third youngest, and the youngest is 22.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Big age gap.
Big age gap, but that'd be like lovely having a big family.
Yeah. I mean, I think that people have this idea about a large family that all events are really like huge and amazing and everyone comes together, but it makes it really hard to get everybody together. So it's not very often that we're all in the same house.
Do you all live in Brisbane?
No.
No?
So I spent a lot of my life travelling between Victoria and Queensland and New South Wales, which is where all of my family resides, pretty much in each of those states. Yeah, we're all separated.
Oh. It's a good excuse for travelling.
Yeah, it is. Free accommodation whenever I need it.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. And from what I heard of the truck driving industry, that is kind of like a business. You're in charge of yourself and your truck and...
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on what role you have. My dad has worked as a logistics manager, looking after a company, running a company, and then he has just worked in a truck for a company where they sort of tell him where to go. And then he has also owned his own truck and was, I guess, a subcontractor for a company. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So does your mum still dabble in her dressmaking for grandchildren or anything?
No, not really. She just does a lot of gardening now.
Oh, that's fun. And at the moment, is she in Brisbane?
No, she's in Victoria. Country Victoria.
Oh, lovely. At the moment, we've had torrential rain here.
I know.
And gardens are just like flourishing.
Yes, they are. The grass is going crazy. All of the plants are going crazy. Yeah. It's really nice.
It is really nice and it's lovely. Yeah. I have a home similar to yours, and so we can hear the rain on the roof
beautiful.
At night. Oh,
isn't it just the best?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it.
That's lovely. So we digress a little bit, but that's okay. while you were doing your nursing degree, I have a girlfriend doing a nursing degree at the moment, and I know within her group, there's all these ideas of where you can go with your nursing and many, many different decisions to make, because it's not just going to a hospital once you finish, different avenues. So had the cosmetic tattooing and the eyelash extensions, did that come to you as part of your degree, or just you were liking those industries already? Yeah,
it just was something that I became interested in aside from my nursing degree. It wasn't really connected in any way. I think eyelash extensions was just something that I could do that felt creative. I was working with my hands. I would be doing things for women that would like giving them eyelash extensions. They wake up in the morning, they feel really good about themselves. So nursing is looking after people. That's definitely something that I am passionate about, caring for other people. But eyelash extensions, similar in that way, but that's about the only connection that they have, I think. It was just completely separate, something that I wanted to do really so that I could work from home and create my own hours around long placements and family life. And
and your at-home studio is so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's really lovely.
It's coming together. Yeah, we've recently moved, so it's sort of a work in progress, but I think it always will be.
Oh, looks like it's been there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you.
And I love your logo too. It's really chic, and
thank you.
It just matches your whole style.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted something that was just really streamlined and sophisticated, not too busy, something that I can just take with me if I do decide to change. I think I have quite a natural design with the florals and the colours that I use, and if I wanted to go a little crazy, I can just take that logo with me. I can put it on shirts, I can put it on any product that I decide to start selling in the future. And it's just really it translates into lots of different areas that I want to take my business. So
and when you first, was it a conscious decision to start an eyelash extension business, or did it sort of start, I'll do the training and I'll try it and see what happens, and then it just took off?
So it wasn't really something that I ever just didn't want to do as my job, but I did definitely go into it thinking, I need to see if I'm good at this first. It's really hard. When I did my training, I thought, oh my gosh, I actually don't know if I can do this. It's really hard. But I needed to. I needed to find something that I could work in with my life. And it just became, as soon as I did my course, although I had those doubts about whether or not I would be good at it, whether or not it would become my job, I just knew that I wanted to make it my job. I became obsessed with eyelashes and eyelash extensions and everything to do with eyelashes really quickly, and just knew that, this has to be my job. This has to be what I do. I have to make this work. But just because I was so passionate about it as soon as I started.
And I think that's the best. Like, you can't go wrong following your passion. You just naturally want to do the best, and people pick up on that. And they're, so that's fantastic. Have you had friends and family going, we totally could see you doing this? Or
no, I had a lot of doubt. I had a lot of doubt when I said that I was doing some training in eyelash extensions. There was a lot of are you sure about that? Not so direct hesitation, but a lot of indirect. I don't really know if you should do that. But I did it anyway. I think that's, you have to know, and you have to be confident that when you find something that you're passionate about and that you might be interested in and you think it might make you happy, you have to just do it despite what anybody says. You have to just know and follow that inside of yourself and kind of block out that, because there's already doubt there. You can't feed it.
I love that. That's really good. Don't feed it. Exactly. Well said.
Thank you.
So when you were starting out, was there anything that you were struggling with and you had to sort of outsource to get people to help you? So you've said you have the IT background, you're did you build your own website?
Yeah, I did my own website. I did use a template. I changed it quite a bit to suit me, but I think, using their template definitely helped. I've changed my website twice now.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really outsource anything. I didn't have a lot of money. I left my job. I was studying nursing. I was doing long stints on placement, which cost me in time and money, with childcare and traveling to different hospitals. And I didn't have the money to put into the business. I had to do everything. I designed everything myself. I created my own websites. I sourced all of my products. Everything.
Wow.
I did it without a lot of help at all, really, because I couldn't afford to get anybody to do anything.
Oh, well, congratulations, because it looks
you.
Amazing.
I loved doing that, though. It was a really nice part of creating this little business.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with IT.
Are you?
So I'm always very impressed with people who are able to do that side of things.
Yeah.
I have someone who helps me with my IT, and I'm sure I give him headaches. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I don't really know what I'm talking about with it, but the concept's in my head. It's just articulating it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But raises much anxiety, IT stuff for me.
It's definitely not easy.
No, it's not. It's not. With the business, so you started seeing clients from home at first, and how long did it take you until you found a commercial location?
It took me over a year to make that decision, and I only really made that decision because of the new services that I brought into my business. So I started the cosmetic tattooing, and that's what sort of prompted that I need a commercial space or I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I worked from home for a really long time. I absolutely love my home space,
Mm-hmm.
and I would work from home every day if I could, but the cosmetic tattooing has quite strict infection control requirements that having a home space just doesn't quite meet.
And you'd mentioned before this year is going to be quite a big year for yourself.
Yeah.
Would you like to share the exciting news that's happened recently?
Yeah, so very recently I have had an amazing opportunity present itself. I will be offering the cosmetic tattooing exclusively from Sacred Rose Tattoo Studio, which is a really well-established tattoo studio with some incredibly talented artists with a variety of different styles. And I'm really excited to bring my style of cosmetic tattooing to their team. I think they're really excited to have me. It's, something new for them. Mm-hmm. They haven't had a cosmetic tattoo artist in there before. And they're just a really great group of people to be around. It's a really great atmosphere, and I think it will be really exciting. I'm looking forward to getting in there and getting started. It's this month, so that will be happening. But yeah.
And you're running, we'll pop all your links on our Facebook page and also on our show notes with the podcast, and everyone will be able to see that you've got a competition going at the moment.
I do.
To celebrate the partnership.
Yeah.
So they'll have to pop along. And did you want to give a little brief explanation of the comp you have?
Yeah, of course. So I guess being so excited about the move, Sacred Rose Tattoo and myself decided to give one lucky girl her dream brows for free. So we just thought we'd do something crazy. It's exciting that I'm moving in. They're excited to have me. We just thought we'd do something nice for someone. So you just have to jump on to the Instagram page, and it's got some information on there. It's really easy to enter, and you get free brows. So
yeah, I've shared it.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't enter, but I've shared it on my page.
Yeah, thank you.
Get 'em.
I know. I wish I could get free brows.
A friend of mine, he's just moved back to the UK, but he wears glasses, and he'd said, I'd thought about going to contact lenses, and he took his glasses off. He's like, I have no eyebrows.
Oh.
And I think my glasses give my face definition. I was like, well, maybe Kristy does men as well.
I would love to do men's brows.
Oh.
I would love to.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a really different style for men than what it is for women. So you have to, and I guess that's what I do anyway. I design brows individually based on the person's facial features and what they want. And it would be the same for men. You just have to design it very differently to what you do for women. But it would be really, it would be really good to do that.
Yeah, well, I've never heard of.
Not many
never
people do
occurred to
it.
me. Yeah, I was going to say, do you know anybody who specialises in
One of my trainers does men's brows. Yeah, she's really good. Yeah.
So would they, I'm not sure if you would know, but would they find it's men who maybe have, so my friend is just very fair and his brows are very fair and sparse, but I suppose I'm thinking people who have gone through cancer treatments and things like that.
Yeah, so that's something that I think kind of one of the reasons why I started is just it is an image-based thing, but it just has such a huge impact on how we feel about ourselves. And things like going through cancer treatment and losing your hair has such a significant impact on how we feel about ourselves. And definitely it's a great option for people who have gone through that. It's, getting your brows tattooed on is a great option for people who have fair hair, who have alopecia, where their hair falls out, other different conditions where they actually pick, people pick their own hair, and it can be eyebrow hair, and it really impacts, their daily life and how they feel about themselves. Yeah, it's a really good option for a lot of different people. But also if you just have sparse brows or you have odd-shaped brows, they can be uneven. It's getting them tattooed, it has such a huge impact on how you feel about yourself.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely. And from personal experience, so I've got a scar in one of my brows, so hair doesn't grow in it. So ever since I was little, well, not little, but I got it. That happened when I was little. Yeah. But became conscious of how I looked. I would pluck them evenly, and which meant they were really thin. Yeah. So I suppose as a result of that, you just kind of kept doing that, and then you learn how to draw them on. You're like, this is a lot of effort.
It's a lot of effort.
And because I don't wear makeup during the week, and that's one thing I am conscious of. So long story short, I love my brows, and it has made me feel much better, like getting up, and as they're been healing as well. When they were healing, I was walking around and people were like, are you all right? I'm like, yes, my brow was itchy.
Yeah.
Going like this. But I was doing lots of these.
It's just really hot.
But now, oh my gosh, they're just fantastic. And so you do a great job. Made a big impact on my life. So thank you.
You're so welcome.
So did you have any other plans that you wanted to share with us for this year?
Yeah, so I have just finished my nursing degree last year. When I started that, my only plan was to work in pediatric nursing or emergency nursing, and anybody who's done a nursing degree or is currently studying nursing will know that kind of changes as the course progresses and you get exposed to different things, different interests come up. But since starting my business and I guess developing to the level that it has, cosmetic injectables, it just seems to be a natural progression for my business. So I'm using my nursing degree to now start cosmetic injectables training, and we'll add that to my business. I think it seems like a natural progression, and it just kind of meets, I don't know if it's my goal in life, just to do things for people that make them feel, better about themselves. And cosmetic tattooing and eyelash extensions does that, and cosmetic injectables will do that as well. So I'm really excited to bring that on board and just offer people another way to feel good about themselves when they wake up in the morning.
Yeah. And I love your whole personality and approach to things. A lot of people may look at the industry like it's just completely all about vanity, but it's not. It's a genuine, some people have a genuine concern, like that scar.
Yeah.
I have in my brow. That's a genuine thing for me, and it has made just me have a little bit more of a pep in my step.
Yeah.
And so all those little things, can impact people so much from a genuine concern and uncomfortableness that they have with themselves, not just, I want to look like, the cover of Vogue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you really come across from a very caring and nurturing place, which is lovely.
Yeah, I have that conversation a lot with people. I think that it's people seem to think it's just very superficial, but sometimes doing things to the way that we look to look in a way that we feel is a little bit better has a huge impact on how good we feel when we wake up in the morning. And I have just this theory that if something is going to make you feel happy and feel better about yourself or start your day off better, you have to do it. You owe it to yourself to try. You owe it to yourself to do it. There is nothing wrong with a little tweak here, getting your brows tattooed on, or, for any reason, like having a scar. It's just this one little change that you can make that it's not just superficial. It really makes you feel better. Like, not that you felt awful before, but it does just give you, like you said, that little bit of a pep in your step. When you wake up in the morning, you're like, yeah, I don't have to see that scar there anymore. Or people who don't really have brows, I don't have to wake up and, draw my brows on because I don't really feel that comfortable going out in society and not really having any eyebrows on my face. It's just, it's not really extremely superficial. I think there's a bit of depth there. It helps people to feel good about themselves.
Yeah. Well, when my friend comes back from overseas, he's over there for 6 months at the moment. I'm lucky. Going to say, I know, very lucky. So he's visiting family and having a little extended holiday.
Nice.
So I'm going to say, come on, let's go off to Kristy. Yeah. And you can get your contacts or your eyes lasered, because that is the reason he's not doing it. He thinks he needs the glasses to keep that, give him that framing and extra dimension
to his face.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If I can get rid of those glasses for him, I will. I know how much of a pain they are.
So onto it. Could I ask, you've got gorgeous tattoos.
Thank you.
How old were you when you got your first one?
I was 17. I started small, and as you can see, it's just progressed.
But they're so lovely.
Dramatically.
Have you had some done at Sacred Rose?
Yeah, I have. So the guy who owns it, his name is Migueli, and I've known him for over 10 years. He's a good friend of mine, but I met him through, at the start he did my tattoos. He's been doing tattoos for me for 10 years, but he has created this little area for himself where he does a lot of like mandala designs and dot work, and so he's done a couple of those for me in places you can't really see right now. But yeah, he's done a couple of really good pieces for me, and I love his work. But yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this girl? I think I'm pretty sure she's American, but she's just moved to Wales, I think. Jenna Kerr.
Oh, okay.
And she does these gem tattoos, so the ones that look like they're shiny.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she was the first person in the world to do them, but she's got herself a little name doing it.
Oh, cool. No, I haven't seen her. I'll have to check her out on Instagram or something.
Oh, yes. So I'll give you the little linkies later.
Yeah,
but
thank you.
They're gorgeous. I love them.
Check them out.
Yeah. My theory is what she's done is used white instead of having flesh showing through. She's used the white to give it that pop. I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure, but that's my theory. That's what I'm going with. So I hope one day she comes to Australia, because that would be really...
Yeah.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out.
Yeah.
I love those. There's a couple of artists around. I've just stumbled upon someone who does a lot of watercolor, but they're like paint strokes, or they're really beautiful little gems that just have this watercolor in the background. And I'm like, I thought I wasn't getting any more, but maybe I am. Something like that would be nice.
I could totally see that on you. Yeah, gorgeous flowers, like blowing in the field.
Yeah.
That sort of,
yeah, how nice.
Yeah. And there's another girl, she was a well-known New Zealand street artist, Misery Girl.
Okay.
And that's how I first became aware of her, probably about 12 years ago. And she was big in New Zealand, and then she was going all around the world with her street art. But she creates these little characters that are... You look at it first, and they might have framing around it. So it could look like an antique picture frame with an image in it, or it's a scene, and you look at it and you go, oh, it's so cute, look at that. But then when you really look at it, there's like little skulls, and the little girls cartoonish, but they'll have like a little cross for an eye, but they'll be in these really cute little dresses.
Cute.
So she's done this really great blend of, sweet, innocent, but also a bit of a twist to it. I love them. I love them. She had a baby, and from what I gather, I think now she's doing children's clothing.
Oh, cool.
So she's come back on the edginess of it.
Yeah.
But still, it's so cute. So cute.
It's funny how things progress.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll pop up all the links for your socials and definitely your competition, because we really want someone to get those brows. And yeah, everyone will be able to hook up with you that way. People can just contact you via Facebook or...
Instagram. Yeah, you can jump on my website, send me a message on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Excellent. You did say that you're going away for a couple of days.
I am. Yeah. Yes, I'm so excited. I haven't had a holiday since I started my nursing degree 4 years ago. And so we're going away for a week.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Well, we hope you really enjoyed that. It'll be lovely.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for your time, and keep us up to date with everything that's happening, and we'll let the listeners know, because it sounds like it's an exciting year for you. So how exciting.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. And we'll sign off for now. Thank you for listening, and I hope you really enjoyed this week's tale. Let me now invite you to pop over to our Facebook group called Pink Sheep Tales Podcast, and there you can stay up to date with all the exciting news from our pink sheep. You can also find myself at OCD, Organising, Cleaning and Decluttering Specialists on Facebook, or on my website ocdpro.com.au. Well, I'll catch you back here next week. Until then, enjoy yourself.